All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Hopefully, you all are doing well today. So, we're going to take a look and see what wants to come through. So, please take what resonates and leave what does not. I am going to pull the cards a little bit differently today. I don't know why. I was getting ready to do the reading, and then my intuition was like, pull the cards this way today instead of the way you usually do them. So, the way that I'm pulling these cards isn't, it is a direct look at you, but it's more of like a flow of the path that you're currently on. It doesn't go through, how, you'll see. It does go through with, the path and the obstacles and different things, but it doesn't, it's not a look at you, what you're going through, and then the next hurdle. It just kind of gives me an overall view. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes today. We'll see what wants to come through. I don't know why. I'm just the card reader. I do as I'm told. So let's see where we're going, everyone. Let's see what wants to come through. I'm going to give these 2 to 3 more shuffles just to be sure. That's once. That's twice. But hopefully wherever you are having a fantastic Tuesday. It is Tuesday on the day that I'm recording this, but if you see this on Wednesday or later in the week, that's perfectly fine. When you're supposed to see this is exactly when you're supposed to see this. All of my readings are timeless. So underneath, we've got regeneration. Been seeing a lot of that recently. Mending. A change in the wind. Absolutely. Fork in the road. Yeah. All right. Fantastic. So, with this regeneration, it's an overall encompassing because it comes from the bottom. But when we regenerate, it's not necessarily losing an entirety of yourself. It makes you think of Doctor Who. And you know how and for those of you who don't know Doctor Who, I guess I should explain this. But when he regenerates into a new person. But there are things that he remembers. Like he remembers, who he is, what he's supposed to be doing. So there are fundamentals and things that do stay with us when we regenerate. My prime example that I use all the time is I would fight me from last year. I would fight me from last year. I'd definitely fight me from 5 years ago. Because the experiences that have come within those time frames have caused me to change, to evolve, and to regenerate. And so that's the best example that I have is looking back on my life, I would fight me from 5 years ago. He was stupid. He did not have anything all figured out the way that he was supposed to. And 5 years from now, that version of me would probably want to fight me too. It's just the best version that I've got for this. But there is a changing happening here for you. And I feel as though that changing is coming from the things that we're mending, the situations that we're looking at. Like I said, when it comes to the experiences that we have in our lives, they cause us to kind of tweak the process as we go along. And some things do require actual mending, like that we call that shadow work. For those of you who are new here, we do call that shadow work. But some people keep journals. I keep journals. I've got journals that date back to 2014, 2016. However long ago they were. And reading back on some of that, looking at what I've written to what I know now, I'm like, it almost makes you cringe just a little bit. And so I feel as though that you have done the work here with the mending. This shows up in the past energy. For those of you who are still doing the work, please keep doing the work because good things are on the way. Now, with the good things that are being on the way, of course, we do have different changes that are coming in. And these changes don't have to be very big. They do not have to be very big. They can be as subtle as a breeze, a change in the wind. It makes you think of Mary Poppins, how winds from the east, it changes. And Bert in the beginning knew something was happening. It was just that small change. So I feel as though that the changes that you were going through, because you have evolved, because you have regenerated, I feel as though that those are going to be leading you to a new choice, going to be leading you to a fork in the road. And these new choices, of course, determine how you move forward throughout your life, throughout your journey. So I am going to take a step further here, see what these choices are. But this is beautiful energy. I love this energy. We've got 46, which goes to 10, and of course 10 goes back to 1. 4 plus 6 is 10, 10 goes back to 1. We've got 52, which makes me think of 7, and it makes me think of the 7 of Wands. It makes me think of the 7 of Wands. Change in the wind is 12, 13, really. 13 makes me think of 3. 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles comes to mind, so things could very well be coming together. We have the Fool underneath, absolutely. Things are starting to come together, things are starting to fall into place. And with the 13, I guess that is 13, we have 12 and 13 with the fork in the road, makes it think of the 4 of Wands. And the 4 of Wands, I always view that as the finish line. The finish line, the victory, so to speak, like you get to where you want to go. So we'll see where we're going. We'll see what wants to come through. This is the Souls on Fire Tarot by Mary Jo Cranmore and Juliet Gilden. Love these. These are beautiful. And of course, we've got the 5 of Pentacles underneath. All right. So let's see where we're going. Let's see what these beautiful cards have. We've got the Magician. There's that regeneration. There's that regeneration. This Magician has got all 4 aces on that table. Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and Ace of Swords. Those are very big new beginnings. Very big new beginnings. Knight of Swords. Love it. King of Swords. Yep, absolutely. With the 3 of Wands. So I feel as though that, raising consciousness, I feel as though that as you have gone through this regeneration, this evolution of oneself, I feel as though that you've gotten some clarity, major clarity actually, major clarity about why things happened the way that they did. Why you had to move away from this person, why this relationship didn't work out. You are now starting to get that clarity with this 3 of Wands and the Raising Consciousness energy. The Raising Consciousness is the bonus card of this deck. But the 3 of Wands, notice how he's standing there, looking at that water. For me, it represents the ships that are coming in. So he's put behind him everything else. And now he's waiting for the new things to come in, and it's beautiful. But this clarity that you are receiving, I feel as though is really just kind of driving you forward. It's really just kind of, I heard the last nail in the coffin. That's not, I mean, okay. But, you know, it may be the last nail in the coffin. I mean, you could very well be leaving behind people, situations, jobs. We'll see what wants to come through. But again, you're waiting on now the next best thing to come in. The next new thing to come in. So what we got? 8 of Pentacles. The Emperor. Lots of physical work. See if we can get all of these in the shot. 2 of Cups. Okay. 3 of Cups. Right now you're showing up as the High Priestess. All right. Okay. The Devil energy. I can see that. I can absolutely see that. And now we have an ace coming through. There's that Ace of Swords. We got the Page of Wands, which is a small version of the ace, but it still works. And then we have the 6 of Pentacles. So what I see here is somebody who is really put forth the effort, really done the work here with this 8 of Pentacles Emperor energy. The Emperor is Divine Masculine, so I could be talking to a Divine Masculine. But when the Divine Masculine energy shows up, it is about the physical work that we are doing. The Emperor and the Empress are 2 halves of the same coin. It's 2 halves of us. We all have a physical side of doing the work and an emotional side of doing the work. Me, I am a Divine Masculine with a Divine Feminine energy. It's just how the cookie crumbled. It's how it worked. So I feel as though that even though the Divine Masculine energy is here, I could be talking to a Divine Feminine with more Divine Masculine energy, somebody who is gung-ho, somebody who does the work, somebody who doesn't sit in their emotions for too long. But I do see the Two of Cups here. And the Two of Cups usually represents, depending on which deck you pull, I'm seeing the Two of Cups in the Illuminated Tarot by Kaplin Keegan. How the Two of Cups, she's pouring one cup into another cup, but she's holding both of them. So you may have things starting to balance out here. We'll definitely take a look at this Two of Cups because you may have walked away from another person, or you may be moving towards another person because we do have the Three of Cups here. So you may be moving towards a new person or maybe towards another group of friends. You know, leaving behind a different set of group of friends because they didn't evolve, they didn't change like you did. Now, we have the High Priestess and the Devil energy here. So before you panic because of this bad boy here, the High Priestess is about that deep knowing. It's about that intuition. And I feel as though that with the way that these cards show up, it's you have a deep knowing of where you're going. It's like, I just have that feeling that change in the wind has come in and you're like, I know. Like, I just know for certain this is where I need to be headed because it's going to lead you to more choices. But even though you can't see it, I will take a look at this Devil energy as well. But I feel as though this is falling on the energy of fear, of not being able to see how all of these puzzle pieces kind of fit into place. So, even though you cannot see, I have a feeling you will be able to understand. And then when that understanding comes in, I feel as though that you will start to piece all of this together. Like I said, journaling. Journaling is a wonderful thing for me. I journal because, first off, I have Swiss cheese brain. It's horrible. Horrible. But but at the same time, it allows me to go back and to reflect on where I was 6 months ago, a year ago, 3 years ago. It allows me to view that from an objective point of view because I'm no longer in that situation. So I feel as though that when you start to have that clarity come in, when you start to really speak that truth of yours, looking at it from an objective point of view, I feel as though that you start to get inspired. You get inspired. With the Ace of Wands, it is a very big inspirational swing. With the Page of Wands, it's like more of like a match or like a torch. It's not very big, but it still allows you to see as you hold that torch. So there is some illumination going on here, and I feel as though there's more illumination coming along here as we move forward. But the illumination is also going to bring about a sense of balance. You may have been out of balance for a time, and now that you are gaining that clarity and gaining that understanding and starting to speak your truth, King of Swords along with the Ace of Swords, I feel as though that clarity is bringing about a sense of contentment. Yes, contentment, but it's a contentment over situations of the past that have already been said and done. It's like, oh, okay, I didn't know better at that time, but now I know better now. So now when we're greeted with new choices, we can make better decisions. So I do want to take a look here. I definitely want to take a look. First off, what is this Two of Cups here? Two of Cups. Seven of Swords, okay. Five of Wands, Four of Pentacles, King of Wands. Like I said, you may have been moving away from a group of people. We have the Ace of Cups underneath. I feel as though you may have been moving away from a group of people. Some of you may be moving away from an old friend group. People, like I said, who did not want to evolve, did not want to change. Because I feel as though that if you hadn't moved away, snuck away, if you hadn't really just kind of crept out the back door being like, you guys can do this, you guys can party, you guys can do what you want, but as we get older, you know, the things kind of fall away. I feel as though that if you hadn't done that, you'd be stuck and stagnant. You'd be stuck and stagnant. And it would cause friction, conflict, disagreements between you and your friends because, you know, I know that there was a group of friends that I had long ago, and I wish them well. Please don't get me wrong. I wish them the absolute best. And I hope that they get out of the partying and the toxicity that they carry around with them. But I knew that I couldn't stay with that because I needed to change, I needed to evolve. But we all have some people who are stuck in their ways, who are going to be partying into their late 20s, 30s, 40s, and so on, because that's just how they work. That's just how they function. And you couldn't roll with that. You couldn't be with that energy because that's not where you were going. And with the King of Wands here, the King of Wands is Leo energy. For some of you, it did take some courage. It's the first thing that comes to my brain because we've got the lion here. Makes me think of the cowardly lion from The Wizard of Oz. But I feel as though it did take some courage to kind of step out of that energy and be like, you know, I don't want to party for the rest of my life. Like, I want to settle down. I want to have a family. Like, I want to do these things that don't require me going out every night and getting shit-faced drunk, or going to clubs and bringing home those one-night stands because I want to find a relationship. You really had to move away from that. And I'm glad that you did. And if some of you are still struggling, this is your sign. This is your sign. So, what is this devil energy here? Is this the fear or is this confinement? Because for some of you, it's not easy to break out of those old friendship groups. Because, again, it does bring about a fear of, well, you know, what if I don't find this group of people? Or what if I make myself lonely by doing this? The first thing that comes to mind is the water bottle. And I know all of you are like, what the fuck? Like, water bottle? A water bottle you can get for 50 cents at the grocery store. Now, if you go to a restaurant, a bottle of water costs $2.50. Now, if you go to an airport, it costs like $5, $6. The water bottle didn't change, but its location changed. Its value changed because of where it was located. And that's what I feel like the universe is trying to bring in for some of you, is trying to move you out of these old ways, in order to get you to a spot where you will be more valuable. Queen of Wands, Knight of Wands, Five of Cups, Queen of Cups. Now we're going from Wands to Cups. So I feel as though with the Five of Swords underneath, I will walk away with that, along with that Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, thank you. So when it comes to the Queen of Wands can be kind of dramatic on a very negative end of the spectrum. Now on a positive side of the spectrum, she's very inspired. She's very driven. And I like this because I feel as though that, yeah, things may have gotten a little dramatic if you would have stayed. But I feel as though that with the Knight of Wands coming in, that inspiration coming in, I feel as though that you did make the right choice, even though it was a hard choice. Sometimes the choices that we have in front of us aren't always the choices we want, but they're choices nonetheless. So I feel as though you did have to go through those hard decisions in order to have the love come in. And it's a love coming in for oneself. It's a love coming in for one's life. And being able to move away from these situations, from these people, from these connections that really just kind of kept you there. They weren't giving you the things that you desired. And what you desired was something abundant, something fulfilling, something tangible. You can't get anything tangible by partying every weekend and bringing home those one-night stands, because when you wake up the next morning, they're gone. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some of those fluke circumstances where you go out, you party with your friends, and you find that person. It happens. I'm not dissing on anybody who has gone down that road and found their significant other or found the people that they wanted to be with. But that's not the energy present. Okay? The energy present are people who really just wanted to hold you there, really wanted to keep you stagnant. So let's take a look here. What is this truth that's coming in? What is this Ace of Swords here? This clarity. Page of Cups. World. Yes, absolutely. Nine of Pentacles. Yes. Justice. As I was saying, you took the time. We've got the King of Cups here now too. You took the time to really figure out what it is that you want and really send grace and gratitude to, you know, maybe this isn't really what I want. And so you started to tap into, now we're, like I said, we're moving into Wands to Cups, so we're going from that physical aspect to that emotional aspect. We have the people who don't want to have those deep conversations and really don't want to think about what comes tomorrow because they're living in the moment, which there's nothing wrong with that. I tell you guys to live in the moment all the time, but it's a healthy balance of living in the moment. You can't live in the moment and be like, yeah, that's tomorrow, I'll worry about it then. Or taking somebody home for a one-night stand. It's like you really have to think about these choices that you're making because they can impact your life. And that's what I feel like you've done. You decided that you deserve better. And that's the clarity that's coming in. You really do deserve better. You do deserve better. And so that's why these endings and new beginnings are starting to happen, because you made that choice. Because you made that choice. So now, again, you're being inspired. Page of Wands. You are being inspired. And with the Six of Pentacles, again, I feel as though that you've looked back on these past situations and you're like, no, that's not where I want to be. So Six of Pentacles for me, please. Where are we going beyond this energy? Where are we going beyond this energy? Hierophant, Eight of Swords, Lovers, Ten of Wands, one more, Moon. I'm not surprised with the Ace of Wands underneath. Really? All right. So we're starting to have sets pop up here. We got the King and Queen of Wands. We did have the King and Queen of Cups. I did not pull the King of Cups. I should have, but I didn't. But now we're starting to have union be integrated into oneself. And along with this, you're looking at these past situations, you're like, well, that's the way I've always done it. If we've always done things the way that we've always done them, we would not be where we are today. Absolutely. We would not be where we are today. People had to change, people had to evolve, and people really had to question what was in front of them, being like, is this really what I want to do? Is this really how I want to live my life? And that's what I feel like you're doing. And now you're moving into union. And it could also be union with another, because we do have the Lovers here. Instead of taking home those one-night stands, you're going on dates. You're finding those people, like I said, who are on the same vibration as you are. I love how the sun is coming out now, because at the very beginning of this, there was no sunshine. So I feel as though the clouds are parting here. The clouds are parting and the light is shining down on you because you have done this work. And now you're moving forward. Ten of Wands, Moon. Because you tapped into your true, authentic self. So I'm going to pull this Ace of Wands. I am going to pull this Ace of Wands. Where are we going beyond this? What is the good stuff beyond this energy? Need I say more? This is emotional fulfillment. This is emotional satisfaction. This is you. This is where you're headed. So trust the process. What else we got? Two of Swords, like I said, you can't see it right now. Nine of Cups, Two of Swords. There's that choice energy. The Sun. Don't you love when all of these things come together? I do. It's time to step into your true, authentic self and really know what it is you want. And spoilers for those of you who look at this message and they're like, nah, it'll be fine. Are you sure? Tower, Queen of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. Don't want to change my ways. There's no reason. The universe will come back. The universe always has a way of making things come back for you to see things in a different perspective, a different light. Two of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, really appreciating that work and value. Again, if you don't do this now, the universe will do it for you. Two of Wands, Queen of Pentacles with the Seven of Wands. You really need to step into this energy, because if you don't, the universe is going to make you see it from a different perspective anyway. It'll be divine energy stepping in. So, would you rather get on the lifeboat? Would you rather get on and do what you were supposed to do? Or would you rather be thrown overboard and have to swim for it? That's a question you have to ask yourself. Do you want to go willingly? Or will you go kicking and screaming? That is what's being asked of you here. To really ask yourself the hard questions. I'm going to take everybody with this, because we have the King and Queen of Swords, King and Queen of Wands, the King and Queen of Cups. The only ones that I don't see... Oh, no. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Do we have the King of Pentacles? Nah, I'll still take everybody regardless. So all zodiac signs are here once again. So this is what I have for you guys. I really, really hope this helped. As always, thank you for your company. I've enjoyed it. I hope that you enjoy mine. And we'll see how the rest of this energy unfolds. So thank you very much for joining me. This was lovely. And I will see you all again later. Bye, guys.